This is Badass Billy Gunn, 11-time WWE Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Hardcore Champion, and you're listening to IcoPod. You gotta hear this. And if you're not listening to this, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
And we're back with episode 46. I'm Bob Collins Jr. With me, as always, is a fellow man who has never been accused of sexual assault, Austin Skinner.
Oh, this is where I talk?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Hi, Bob. How are you doing today? No assault here, sexual or otherwise.
Good to hear.
So thumbs up to that. Bob, did you have a Super Nintendo?
No, I was always a Sega Genesis guy.
Oh, okay.
I actually still have my Sega Genesis I had as a kid, and but interestingly enough, growing up on a Sega Genesis, it has like a cartridge thing that says "Do not remove." Right?
Yeah.
So like, even as a kid, I was like, okay, I can't touch that. Like, don't take it out. Well, one day my sister was like, she was probably 14. I was probably like 12, 14 at the time or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe 10 and 12, maybe.
Yeah.
But she just looks at it and she goes, I wonder what happens if I do this. Right? And I flip the fuck out. I'm like, what are you doing? It says do not remove. You probably broke it. Like, I'm stressing out. I'm like, oh my God, my season on MLB 95 is gone. My NFL year is gone. Like, oh my God, all this crap. And I put it back in and I hit play and it worked. And it's been going strong since probably about 95, 96.
Wow, so it still works.
Yeah. You might have to hit it a couple times.
Okay.
And then it boots itself.
Right.
But it definitely works.
Well, I'm a big Super Nintendo fan. I did have a Super Nintendo. I let my aunt take it to college with her though, and then I never saw it again. So you know how they've come out with like the classic consoles now where it's like a mini version, but it's got like 30 games loaded on it or whatever.
Yeah.
So
the Nintendo Switch or whatever, right?
Well, you can get it on the Nintendo Switch, but they actually sell the little like a mini console now. I think they just came out one. The PS1 just came out with one. Regardless, I bought that.
Yeah, you're right. The PS1 did. Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought the Super Nintendo version maybe 8 months ago. And, since our move, I haven't taken it out of the box. And I just unpacked it yesterday.
When did you buy it?
Like 8 months ago. I bought it when I was still in Syracuse.
And you just opened it now?
Well, I played it while I was in Syracuse, but
okay.
I packed it up back in its box, and I haven't opened it since. And I just unpacked it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking forward to getting some playtime in on that. I'm a big fan of the old Aladdin game. It was very, very good. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Have you played any of the Zelda games, Bob?
I think when I would visit Boston, one of my relatives had it. One of her kids had it, so I think I played it a few times. That and like 007.
Oh yes,
I think I played that a couple times.
Yes. So just busting out some of the classics. I've never played Royal Rumble for the Super Nintendo.
I have that for the Genesis.
You played it on the Genesis. How was that game?
In if you were to play it now,
you'd
be like, this sucks, because everybody has the same move.
Oh,
I think the only thing that's different is their finishers, obviously, but it's like the same move sets,
right?
Like same 5 basic moves or whatever.
Right.
And I remember growing as a kid, I never knew. The only stuff I knew how to do was punch, kick, and maybe do a slam.
Sure.
But there was you could do a pile driver, you could do that, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I'm just gonna hit A, B, C, and then try to win. And I never did finishers because I didn't know how.
Right.
So yeah, I just that's how I won matches. Because I think the Royal Rumble game for Genesis, I don't know if it's different than Nintendo. But there was 2 what is it called? like tournaments, I guess. Like there would be the IC title. You'd have to win that one first,
Okay.
and then you'd go and do the world title one. And I remember a childhood friend and myself, like one weekend, like we were we were just obsessed with the tournaments, and we would do like a couple of matches, whenever we hung out. And I remember one time I was at swimming lessons, and I was like, I can't wait to go home because I got to fight Papa Shango in like the third Intercontinental title match. And I got 2 more to go. I got Shawn Michaels in the last one. Like I know what's gonna happen, and I'm just like whatever. And man, I'm the same guy who lost at a football game. I was playing the computer and I lost. And I convinced myself it was because the players were tired because I had played 3 games like in that sitting.
Oh.
So I convinced myself like, oh, it's because the quarterback's probably tired because I played him so much.
Probably, yeah.
Not realizing as a kid that it's a video game and that they're not real. So.
See, I like that. And this brings up, I think, a proposition that I have for you, Bob. Now, if I plan to come home for Christmas, which I do,
right,
and I see you, do we film a Facebook Live exclusive of us 2 playing Sega Genesis version of Royal Rumble 1993?
We could very well do that. And it's going to be, it would basically be seeing like an 8-year-old Bob trying to win. So I'll just be doing this to my controller and freaking out when nothing happens. The only thing, one thing I would always do in that game was I was obsessed with just knocking the referee down, getting a steel chair, and then just brutalizing my opponent.
Oh, see, I didn't even think you could do all that.
You could, but the risk is that if the referee saw you purposely do that he would disqualify you.
Right.
So you had to run the ropes. And mind you, if as soon as you hit the ropes, as long as you just continue to do it, you could do it forever. And you could go, you could start in the middle, and you could just weave your way to the top, weave your way to the bottom, and eventually you're going to run into the referee, and you'll just topple him over. And he'll be like laid out for like 15 seconds or whatever. Right. So you go to the floor, get your chair, and you just waffle your opponent with it.
Interesting.
That's usually how I try to win.
Well,
I guess I just told you my plan.
Well, I'll tell you what. It always looks on chaos. It looks like chaos on the commercial that they show with Mr. Perfect.
Oh, it's not chaos. It's very bland and not that thrilling.
Well, I'm sure if we sat down and played it, there'd be a little bit of chaos involved. So that's my proposition to you, Bob.
Well, it's funny because you mentioned Super Nintendo, because I think my neighbor had a Super Nintendo and he had the same game and they had different rosters.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was like his game, he had like Ted DiBiase. He had like Virgil or something and like all these other guys. And I'm like, I don't have these guys.
Or did he unlock them and you just weren't very good?
No, I looked it up now and it was not now, this second, but I've looked up before and they did have different rosters for different platforms.
Oh, that's very, very interesting.
Yeah, because he I think like IRS was on it too and stuff like that. I was like, I didn't have that. I remember I had Martel, I think.
Yeah.
Shango for sure. Michaels, Brett, Hogan, Duggan, Luger.
Was it Narcissist Lex Luger?
Mm-hmm. Mm. It was Narcissist. Who else was on that game?
That's cool though, like a console exclusive characters.
Crush was on that game.
Okay.
Hawaiian Crush.
Yep.
Savage.
Yeah.
I think I think it was 10 and 10. I think I just named off 9.
Probably Ramon.
Oh, and Ramon. Yeah, Ramon was the 10th. And he had his black tights. Yeah.
How about Perfect? Perfect's not even in it.
Perfect wasn't in mine.
That's awesome.
I wonder if I can look it up real quick.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. Sure. I didn't realize that.
Royal Rumble Sega.
Well, just to be fair, as you're listening or as you're looking that up, Bob, I'm sure some of our listeners have played or still own to this day that game. So it's funny that, you were a big proponent of it, but I never got it because I really wasn't into wrestling. I don't think at that point. When I started getting into wrestling, it was definitely WCW. So that was like later on. But yeah, I would love to play that because I've never played it before. So
here's what I found using Wikipedia. The roster differences. The Super Nintendo and Genesis versions were released 3 months apart, with each version having several exclusive wrestlers. 2 versions share 7 wrestlers, which would be Bret Hart, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Randy Savage, Crush, and the Narcissist. The 5 remaining members of the roster differ between versions. The Super Nintendo version features Flair, Perfect, DiBiase, Yokozuna, Tatanka. The Genesis version replaces them with Hogan, IRS, Duggan, Model, and Shango. So the Genesis part got the raw end of the deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I definitely remember my next door neighbor at the time, Kevin, had he definitely had the Super Nintendo, because I remember DiBiase being in it, Tatanka, all those guys. And I was like, I don't have these fucking dudes. This is bullshit. I was pissed.
Well, it's funny because I think they specifically promote the Super Nintendo version on Raw. Like, they don't mention Genesis, I don't think.
I think they show the Genesis like package.
Okay.
But it is about, I think it's like, oh, on the Nintendo, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. But yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. I wish I was as a kid, I would like try to steal stuff. So I would have stole his game if I could.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have been able to play it.
Do you think I would have known that when I was 8? Probably not. Okay.
You don't even know it now.
I don't even know it now. I would have been like, come on, what the fuck is this? What's
going on? This is bullshit. Oh, damn it.
Okay.
Well, let's pencil that in.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think this should be good stuff. That would probably end our friendship. We'll probably beat each other up.
Probably after, yeah. I'll just put the controller down.
With Papa Shango. I was fucking Randy Savage or whatever.
Yeah, I'll just go really, really silent. I'll put the controller down and I'll be like, I gotta go, and then I'll just leave.
Just like my buddy LaFleur when I beat him at Madden and he fucking walked out. Because
that might be what I'm referencing. Maybe
it is exactly what you referenced. You smirked as soon as I said that. Yeah, he fucking. I'll never forget. I was beating at Madden and I ran down the clock, like any normal person would do if you're trying to win. And he was like, "Come on, man, don't do that." So you're not playing. I'm like, yeah, I am playing. I'm trying to win. He's like, this is bullshit. And he got mad. And he stormed out of my house.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him since then, actually. So it's haven't seen him. I heard he's engaged now. I don't know. Probably not invited to the wedding.
You guys had a podcast. What happened to
that? He's a busy guy, I guess.
Oh. So you're not.
I'm not.
No.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing this podcast. I don't do wrestling 20 years ago. I'm not writing about the Syracuse Mets starting in April. I don't have my own website. I don't have a full-time job. I got plenty of time.
Yeah. Same here.
Everything. Right. Yeah. Because, you don't, have a girlfriend. You don't
work full-time.
Live in Florida. Have family.
Yeah.
Have a cat.
Yeah. Write for several websites, including some assholes.
Right. Like wrestling recaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot. I just suddenly felt really sad. So let's go into some observer notes for episode 46. And this segment here might take a little while because there's some major developments taking place that didn't happen in front of the camera. At least not WWF cameras. Jerry Lawler, the longtime co-owner of the United States Wrestling Association, also known as the USWA, in case you love abbreviations, and one of the most enduring regional headliners in the history of pro wrestling, was indicted on November 12th of 1 count of second-degree rape, 3 counts of second-degree sodomy, and 1 count of harassing a witness. Now, you may be thinking, what the hell is going on here? This is kind of weird. Well, apparently a woman who frequently goes to USWA shows, she's in the front row a lot, is the accuser in this situation. Lawler has denied it, at the time in sense or whatever, because Lawler and many other wrestlers consider her to be a groupie.
Okay, so a rat, basically, is what you're saying. Now, what are the sodomy charges for?
The sodomy is in relation to oral sex.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I know that usually it's between, I think when people think sodomy, they think of anal sex, but this was in relation to oral sex.
Okay. Well, that clears it up then, I guess.
Yeah. So a rather humorous letter, I guess. So a lot of people have considered this a humorous letter, and it's on the internet. It's something that Lawler sent to the prosecutors, and I found the entire letter. It's not very, I don't think it's very hard to find. You just type it in, you can find it. So I'm going to read it real quick. This is the first time I've ever actually read the entire thing. I've just heard.
And I've never heard it.
Yeah, I've just heard people laugh about it. So it's about 2.5 pages long. This isn't going to take an hour to get through. So don't think it will. But here we go. Ready? It goes, Dear Lisa and Nick. Mind you, again, this is Jerry Lawler who wrote this. I am currently involved in an unfortunate situation with your office. My entire life and future is in your hands, and it comes down to my word against the word of two girls. I realize that you may know. I realize that you may know of me, but I wish you really knew me personally. Then I feel you would know that I did not do what I'm being accused of. Please take a moment to read this and the letters I am enclosing, as I feel they offer some insight as to what type of person I am. I am a 43-year-old father of two grown boys. I have been in the public eye as a professional wrestler for the past 23 years. In our profession, all we have to offer to the public is reputation and image. I have been able to rise to the top of my profession because I have devoted my entire career to trying to be an upstanding citizen, a community leader, and a role model for young people. I have never even tasted an alcoholic beverage in my life. Never smoked and never done any type of drugs. Each year, I do numerous personal appearances for charitable organizations, speak at schools to children at risk, wrestle for and entertain handicapped and retarded children, and in the summer, spend my only off day of the week playing in benefit ball games to help raise money for local charities around the Mid-South. I have never in my life been arrested or in any kind of trouble with the law. As a matter of fact, I am an honorary deputy sheriff in both Tennessee and Mississippi and am a member of the Sheriff's Frontline Against Drugs in Shelby County, Tennessee. I feel if you did a background search on me, you would find I have always tried to treat people with respect, from the smallest of wrestling fans to mayors and senators, and I think they in turn would tell you that my word is good. I also know that if you did a background search on the two girls in question, you will find that one of them is having a sexual relationship with the other one's brother, that the mothers are both aware of this relationship, that she smokes, drinks, has been suspended from school several times, that she brags publicly about having numerous sex partners, has claimed to be pregnant, and has exposed herself publicly and committed lesbian acts in front of witnesses. The other girl is currently involved in a sexual relationship with a 40-year-old neighbor whom she babysits for, and also was caught having sex with a black man. Her mother is aware of both of these situations and admits that her daughter lies to her all the time. The girl also claims to have had sex with several wrestlers. She has also bragged in public about having numerous sex partners, and she has committed lesbian acts in front of witnesses. You will also find that while they are saying they had sex with me in May and June, nothing was said about it until after they both had a run-in with my girlfriend at the Louisville Gardens, in which they both cursed and shouted obscenities at her while she finally grabbed one of the girls by the arm and scolded her. Please take the time to check out the reputations of the people involved here. My life and the lives of countless people around me can be irreparably damaged by this. Thank you for your time and consideration, Jerry Lawler.
Sounds like a desperate man to me.
I mean,
put it this way. Okay, put it this way. As soon as he writes that he's never put his lips to an alcoholic beverage or done a drug or smoked anything, the rest of the letter is null and void. whether he's telling the truth or
yeah.
not. Whether he's telling the truth or not. Soon as you try to paint that picture, you sound ridiculous. And the fact that he's trying to use things from totally unrelated areas of his life to build up his image to these two, I assume, lawyers or prosecutors or whoever these are.
Yeah.
It just goes to kind of show that it sounds like he's trying to manipulate these people into being like, yeah, you're right. He's got more to lose than these two, floozies. We'll just forget about it. He's a good guy. He doesn't deserve this.
I think it was just funny that he was like, one of the girls had sex with a black guy.
Yeah, what a filthy
such
freak.
a South type of thing to say.
It's a very Southern Southern mentality. I like how he portrays himself as the victim.
Oh yeah.
Like these two are just
if she's falsifying, if they're falsifying the claims, then yeah, he is a victim, I guess.
Yeah, but nothing's even. I mean, you're innocent till proven guilty, but at the same time, I mean, it doesn't look good for Jerry Lawler. I think that whole thing is preposterous. That whole letter is just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if it ended up helping or hurting his case, but an interesting find nonetheless.
Yeah, and mind you, this letter has wildly been like mocked for various reasons. So
yeah,
you can probably put that together as to why.
Well, and it's funny too because I'm an honorary sheriff deputy. Well, sure, but sheriffs can be bad people too. I mean,
just because you're a cop or whatever.
Yeah, right. So it's not like that really necessarily holds any weight. I mean, I don't know. Oh, you can. I do benefits for children, so I can't. No, I couldn't rape anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty entertaining stuff. That's pretty interesting stuff. Actually, I would like to be a fly on the wall for those little moments. Jerry Lawler writing this fucking letter.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, so he is he's being taken off of WWF television, if you couldn't gather from the accusations here. But he will continue to wrestle in the USWA. He will just not wrestle in Louisville, which is where the alleged incident took place. So he'll still work like Mondays and Tuesdays or something.
Right.
In USAA and yeah. So.
And I assume, he's going to be on the pay-per-view still, obviously.
Probably not. I would hope not. Can you imagine the commentator team on that one? And here comes Jerry Lawler, currently facing some legal issues of alleged rape of a woman in Louisville. But here's his knights.
Here's his knights. They're all here by consent.
Yeah. I guarantee you. Because obviously Lawler gets eventually cleared of these, but it's important for the timeline. How many times do you think on commentary that he'll maybe make reference to it? I'd be curious to find out.
Him making reference to this situation?
Yeah. Like even over the years. Like, oh, well, I would know a couple of things. Because like McMahon's done it. Like, oh, yeah, I fought the law or whatever. I wonder if he'd be like, oh, that's not consent or something.
I don't know. Do you think he'll do that?
I don't know.
I don't remember ever hearing anything like that.
I don't either. But, you never know going through these series.
I know. Attitude Era, yeah.
Exactly. Like, you'd be amazed over the things that you can hear on commentary or the things they've even pulled off in the Attitude Era that would never in a million years happen today.
Fly today, right? And it's funny too, because speaking of today, like, okay, let's turn it around a little bit. You got an on-screen talent in Enzo Amore, right? Mm-hmm. He gets accused, they take him off TV, and then he's cleared, but still not welcome back. And I don't think he'll ever be back at this point. It's interesting to me that in a different time, before any kind of Me Too movement or anything like that, Jerry Lawler basically gets a slap on the wrist. And he's right back on TV. He's on TV for even longer amount of time.
Yeah. So if he were to do this today, if this were to happen today, he's fired.
Gone.
He'll never come back.
No.
Ever. Even with the accusation of it.
Right.
He would never return.
Right.
There's no question about it.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's just, as you're thinking about it, it's just interesting to think the time period shift. Really, it's not that long ago, but
right.
A
lot can change in like 20, 25 years. So
yeah.
Well, speaking of Lawler, he did a hilarious King's Court that will never see the light of day. It was with Johnny Polo and Harvey Whippleman. Polo pretended to be Stu Hart, and Whippleman pretended to be Helen Hart. Polo faked having a heart attack and died, and Harvey revived him with mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I would be kind of interested to see that.
It sounds interesting. It sounds like a flair for the old.
Yes, exactly. Or like when when DX would do the Nation, or the Horseman thing with the Outsiders. Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't put something like that up for like a hidden gem or something.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, because now, that's ancient history.
People wouldn't even know the context of it.
No, yeah, exactly.
Well Done, one of our favorite tag teams here, Timothy Well and Stephen Dunn. They appear to be done with the company. So apparently Vince McMahon wasn't giving them any well done out there. They were just very mediocre for him.
Yeah.
Can't say that we'll miss them all that much.
No, I don't care in the slightest.
Although I would care if Bobby Heenan were to leave because his contract expires in December.
Ooh, I don't like that.
He's like one of the last guys from the 80s to be sticking around.
Yeah, and he is the commentary team.
Yeah.
You can switch Vince out. You can Vince can be switched out. You can switch out Savage for another wrestler. You can't switch out Bobby Heenan.
He's like the perfect match for McMahon. McMahon needs that crutch.
Right. Well, in this sense, you can't put in Vince and Todd Pettengill.
That'd be brutal.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting.
The November 8th edition of Raw, which was just last week, got a 3.0 rating.
Holy shit.
So I guess people were interested in Steiner Borga.
I guess. Damn. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I would have gave that maybe a 2.3.
I was thinking between like that and like a 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
Not a 3.
No.
And it is noted in the Observer officially that if there's any confusion of what's going on, Vince McMahon is the booker. Jerry Jarrett and Pat Patterson are his assistants.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that is what's going on in the booking room.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 house shows. They took place on November 13th. I remember a day when they said, we're not doing the B shows anymore. That seemed to last about a month and a half because we're back to doing B shows.
Oh, okay.
The first show took place in Dupo, Illinois, November 13th, 1993. 700 fans.
Holy shit.
And after I read the card, this might be why. Men on a Mission took on Barry Horowitz and Tom Stone. Tiger Jackson squared off against Little Louie. The Head Shrinkers squared off against the Smoking Guns. Doink the Clown battled the Brooklyn Brawler.
Oh, fuck.
Crush squared off against Marty Jannetty.
Okay.
And the main event saw Bret Hart battling Adam Bomb.
Oh. So they were definitely trying some things.
Yeah. In front of 700 fans.
Wow. That's pretty surprising to me. That's got to be the lowest number we've heard all year.
Without question, yeah. I don't think we've seen anything under like 1,300.
So that's a high school gym somewhere.
Yeah, maybe. or a civic center that's very empty.
Yeah, a civic center where they've moved all the bleachers up about 15 foot. Wow. Very, very interesting. Okay, well, right on top you got fucking Bret Bomb. So I would be interested to see that. Crush and Marty, maybe not too bad. Other than that, you're in dire straits.
Yeah.
So if you bought a ticket, you bought a bleacher seat, and you probably didn't show up until about an hour after or an hour before the show ended, probably.
Yeah, you're showing up after intermission.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So give last 45 minutes.
Yeah. I'd be skipping this one.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah,
I probably
one
would
of
too.
them.
I probably would too.
The second show took place in Brandon, Manitoba at the Keystone Center, November 13th, 1993. And the card featured Owen Hart taking on Bastion Booger, Diesel battling Bob Backlund, Rick Martel against 1-2-3 Kid, WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon defending against IRS, WWF Tag Team Champions the Quebecers defending against the Steiner Brothers, Lex Luger taking on Ludwig Borga, and WWF World Champion Yokozuna defending against The Undertaker.
So you get almost all the champions on that show.
Yes, all the champions.
Razor?
Yep, Razor and IRS.
Razor IRS. So yeah, all the champions are on that show. I'm surprised. Well, then again, Manitoba maybe is a hotter wrestling town than wherever the fuck you said. Iowa.
Illinois. Dupo, Illinois.
Dupo, Illinois. I don't know though. I mean, I probably would have gone to that show, I guess.
I think, yeah. Definitely in comparison of the first one I'm going to it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think even regardless, if I saw that as my lineup, I'm probably going to check it out. So
yeah. It's shocking to see how quickly the divide is again. Like, there you go. There's one show that's probably pretty missable, and then the other show's like a little bit better, but still kind of got some holes in it. Right off the bat, right back to where we were.
Well, so I don't even know why they would be doing two shows, because there's absolutely no way they're making any money on the show that drew 700.
No. And there's no need. There's no need for that.
No. Yeah. You have one stat card.
Right.
And
draw as many people as you can from around the area.
And the way I would explain it to talent, because I'm sure talent's probably like, oh my God, you're cutting house shows in half. It'll be like, well, listen, buddy, we're doing this, and you know what? We'll try to cycle them out every 3 or 4 months. If you work hard and you work good, you're going to stay on the house shows. If you don't, then we're going to have to kick you off.
Right.
You know, and then if you had to, because like you know, if you want to get independent bookings or something, they got to go through us. But you know,
you got to win.
Right, of course. You know, we don't want you losing to Joe Schmo.
Right.
You know, but
I don't know. I don't know.
The Manitoba, I'd go to. Illinois,
no,
I'm skipping it.
Yeah.
Let's go into some syndication. We got 2 more matches to do here. Again, it's sweeps, so got to get those big matches on here. WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon defending against Rick Martel on
Hulk Hogan.
No, Rick Martel. Razor Ramon against Andre the Giant. He's back. He's not dead.
Oh
man, shoot. We were doing so good. WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon defending against Rick Martel. November 13th Superstars. It's a rematch from October 11th Raw, where Razor Ramon pinned Martel to win the vacant title. Martel attacks Ramon from behind and sends the champ to the floor, slamming Ramon's face on the apron a few times. Martel tries to grab a steel chair and use it, but the referee stops him. Now, as the referee gets into the ring, Martel grabs the chair and then jabs Ramon anyway. So he's still able to.
Oh, go actually real quick, Bob, before I forget.
Yeah.
Now that I'm remembering this match here, I believe they billed Martel from Canada. They haven't done this before.
They usually Tampa, Florida or something like that?
No, it's Cocoa Beach, Florida every time.
Yeah.
Cocoa Beach, Florida. I'm almost, I'd say 90% sure that they billed him from Canada. Like the guy announced Canada. How pathetic is that? The foreign fanatics and like the foreign people and all this stuff. Like, okay, he's a heel. Canada. No more Florida.
He is Quebec.
But still,
Quebec.
Come on.
No, I know. I get it. Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. I wanted to make sure we got that in before we got too deep.
Yeah. Martel focuses his attack on the left knee of Ramon. He misses an elbow drop after doing a cartwheel. Martel continues to focus on the left knee. Then Whippleman comes down to ringside to support Martel. And now I think for syndication wise, this is the third match in a row that someone has come down to ringside during the match. Because it's Survivor Series and you just cannot maintain control, I guess.
You gotta interfere.
Ramon lifts Martel up by his arm and then drops the challenger to the mat and keeps arm control. Martel misses a springboard crossbody and hits the canvas. Ramon tosses Martel with a fallaway slam for a 2 count. Ramon goes for the Razor's Edge, but Whippleman gets on the apron to distract them. Martel then knees Ramon to the floor. Whippleman tries to attack, but Martel comes off the apron and strikes Ramon, and that leads to them brawling. Martel gets atomic dropped into Whippleman, who then goes over like the ring steps. Ramon is able to roll into the ring, and he wins the match by countout. After the match, Martel shoves Whippleman, and he's going to hit him. The fans are like positively reacting to this. It may be suggesting that maybe Martel could pull off a face turn here. Adam Bomb comes out, and he confronts Martel on the floor. He's like, no, you're not going to hit my man. No, you better cool it, buddy. So then Diesel comes out as well. IRS is right behind him, and they are all out there trying to keep the peace. Eventually, they're able to make up to end the segment.
I legit yawned a couple times during this match. I was not really a fan of it. The finish is, of course, bullshit with the, the count out victory and the, I don't know. Just, I'm so sick of the goddamn finishes. How many times have we seen a count out finish in the last month?
I don't even, that or like double disqualifications or no contest or something.
It's an insurmountable amount compared to, again, if you look at today, I mean, every once in a while you'll get like a count out victory. Not very often.
Yeah.
If anything, they could use a couple more screwed finishes these days. But like 93 in November and October, really, and plagued throughout the rest of the year in certain spurts, you just don't get a clean finish. There is no clean finishes. And if there is, it's because it doesn't, it doesn't matter.
Well, right. So like when Rick Steiner got the clean pin on Jacques.
Well, yeah.
Like that was surprising, but there's no like, it doesn't
matter. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't
just
matter.
No effect.
But like for this, why can't Ramon just pin him clean? He's already done it.
I know.
You're not building Martel up. Give me a break.
And the only thing I can think of is, they want to show dissension with the team. Okay, fine. Razor Ramon gets a clean victory pin. The rest of the team comes down and is like, dude, you just let Ramon beat you. What the hell's your problem? There you go.
Or Whippleman can come in the ring, but why'd you lose? We're going to lose at Survivor Series because of you. I just know it or something.
Yeah, there's your dissension. And we get a clean victory out of it.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind that it just feels like such a coward's way out all the time to just be like, DQ, count out, double down, 10 count. They leave the match and don't go back in. Just all this bullshit stuff.
It's just lazy booking.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
And I think I've said it before. You got to be able to trust your talent. So if you were to have Martel lose here, you have to trust that he's going to be able to maintain his heat.
Right.
Like, I think as a fan, I don't think I've ever sat there and been like, wow, this guy lost to so-and-so last week, so now I don't buy into him. No, that's not how it works.
Unless it's Doink and Crush at WrestleMania.
But that was like numerous times.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
They're investing into Crush. I mean, for me, if anything, if I'm taking this, I'm like, Ramon couldn't pin Martel.
Yeah.
So it's hurting, in my mind, it would be hurting Ramon. It's just kind of foolish to me,
I agree. Even when Ramon won the one of the first battle royals we saw on Raw, and it was only because Giant Gonzalez came out and killed everybody.
everybody ran away, and then he like rolled in and was like, "Oh, I won."
Yeah, even that. It's like, okay, well, did that really help Razor Ramon? No.
Right.
You know, same. I think you're exactly right. I think it's the same effect. You know, if Razor can't beat Rick Martel, who can he fucking beat clean?
Yeah.
You know, Corey Student. Okay.
PJ Walker, maybe not.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating at this point.
Yeah. Needless to say, a disappointing return match compared
Yes.
to their Raw match.
Yes.
I mean, it goes like 4 minutes. They never even got out of first gear. I don't even know if the car started. They were just
really.
going through the motion.
Really.
The second match that we're covering for syndication is Well Done. The same guys who are apparently leaving the company, taking on Bret and Owen Hart. This took place on the November 14th edition of Wrestling Challenge. Early on, Owen controls Dunn with a catapult and wrist control. Bret enters the match and works over the left arm, followed by some strikes. Bret atomic drops Dunn and then comes off the ropes with a clothesline. Well tags in, and he doesn't fare very well. Owen gets clotheslined by Dunn from the apron, and then Owen is worked over in the corner as we go to commercial. Owen drop kicks Well, but Dunn cheap shots Owen to keep control of the contest. Well misses a clothesline, and then Owen heel kicks him. Dunn is backdropped, and Bret gets tagged in. Bret delivers Dunn. Let me try that again. Bret drops Dunn with a backbreaker and a middle rope forearm drop. Bret then locks in the sharpshooter and makes Dunn submit. Owen had decked Well with a leaping forearm smash to prevent any kind of interference on the submission. What'd you think of that match?
I thought Owen and Bret worked together pretty well, even though visually they did not mesh at all. So like Owen's coming out in his powder blue gear with his powder blue jacket. Bret's in his black and pink. It was just a weird visual for me, especially because associating 1993, I do not associate Bret and Owen together. So, you know, to see him tagging here was, I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of cool. Again, they worked together pretty well. Well Done gives me nothing. Like, and I have no thought in, hey, these guys are a legitimate team and they might have a chance to beat Bret and Owen. Like, no, not at all.
Yeah.
I don't even think they got really any significant offense in. None that I can really remember or bring up. And it's just, again, it's nice to see that Owen's kind of getting a little bit of the rub here. Tagging with Bret, getting a win. He's been featured on Raw. He's on the house shows. You know, granted, he's with Booger. But it's nice to see him finally kind of getting his comeuppance, even since the beginning of 93 when he was still tagging with Coco. Even since then, he's progressed quite a bit and is able to show a lot more in the ring, which is always a plus in my book because I'm a big Owen Hart fan. So with that said, I look forward to their Survivor Series match, the Harts anyway, with Lawler, hopefully if he's still around by then. And we will see where Owen heads into 1994.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty dull of a match. I have it written here how noticeable it is, though, in terms of presentation, that Owen is presented much lesser to an extent than what Bret is. So you're watching it, Bret's like the guy.
Yeah.
And then like Owen's kind of secondary, I guess.
For sure.
Which is appropriate to where they are on the card anyway. But
yeah.
But
I mean,
Owen took all the offense. Anything that Well Done did, it seemingly was Owen taking it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. So
well, again, I mean, if you compare this Owen to, you know, January, February Owen, you know.
Well, you can see the improvement even like over the summer when he fought Bigelow and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like trending upward, but it's still not
there.
Yeah.
But there's hope. There's hope for Owen.
If you believe, it will happen.
Because you know what? Enough is enough. And it's time for a change.
I'm not a nugget.
Oh, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
That brings us to the November 15th, 1993 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are still in Bushkill, Pennsylvania, and we are taped. A video promoting what happened last week between Randy Savage and Crush is shown. McMahon is doing the voiceover for the video. The focus of the video is Savage tossing McMahon to the ground and attacking Crush a few times. We then go to our Raw opening video. Vince McMahon and Bobby Heenan are on commentary this week. They announce that Jack Tunney has barred Savage from being at ringside due to his state of mind.
Yeah, he's too volatile to be at ringside this week, they say.
I'm surprised there wasn't like an announcement from Tunney. Like
that would have been cool. Yeah, because they've had Tunney on before.
Yeah, like they've done that in the past before. They'll be like, "Oh, this guy's suspended," or like didn't they do that with Shawn Michaels? Like they were like, "Oh,
Yep.
They promote the match between Pierre and Lex Luger that's taking place later on tonight.
Can't wait.
Now, prior to the first match, Vince McMahon announces that Shawn Michaels will be replacing Jerry Lawler for the Survivor Series match due to Lawler having some legal issues that he has to attend to. It sounded like that got dubbed in. Like it wasn't something obviously that was said live because he got arrested after the show. Or indicted, I should say, after the show. Because the last show was the 8th, which was live, and this one is the 15th. So they had to have dubbed it in.
Okay.
To explain that.
I actually didn't even notice. Like I didn't even notice that they said Shawn was going to replace Lawler.
Yeah, he's making his return. Yep.
Interesting. Okay, so that's why when I've watched 93 Survivor Series in the past, it made no fucking sense why Shawn Michaels was with Knights taking on the Hearts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
there you go.
See, I mean, it makes no sense even now, but I feel like the one thing that I would probably do here would be like, okay, so instead of the Knights, it'd be Shawn Michaels and the Heartbreakers instead of the Knights or something.
Or something. Make it work somehow. Don't just, it's not presto changeo. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shawn Michaels and Jerry Lawler are two very, very different characters as well as athletes.
Oh, yeah.
So for them to just kind of feel like they can pull a Rolodex move and just switch in Shawn Michaels, I mean, I don't know. That's pretty funny to me.
That leads us to our first match of the evening. It is WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon taking on the Brooklyn Brawler. Now, the beginning of this match is just redundant. I don't know how many times in a row I have said this following sentence. Brawler attacks Ramon before the bell, but Ramon fights back with a bulldog out of the corner. How many times are the heels attacking before the bell starts?
Every match.
I mean, it's incredible. Yeah,
it's every match. And also to be noted here, kind of touching back to your piped in idea with the Lawler announcement. The whole commentary for this show does not sound like it's live in the arena. It sounds like it was recorded after the fact, for sure. Because it's too clean. Like there's no, it's almost like when you watch like the old MSG shows or like Tuesday Night Titans and it's Bobby Heenan and Gorilla commentating on live events. Mm-hmm. Like that's what it sounds like. Done way after the fact.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. They might have even been mentioning Lawler or something, so they had to dub it out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So I wanted to make that kind of connection there.
Yeah. As I yawned. Okay.
Yeah.
What else you got? It sounds like you're about to say something else.
What else is there to say about a Razor Ramon Brooklyn Brawler match?
Well, let me tell you. Ramon tosses Brawler with a fall-away slam. Brawler drops Ramon with a forearm shot to gain control, but then Ramon just finishes him off with the Razor's Edge. So that's what else you can say about it.
Well, and the whole thing is, I have noted here, it's nothing overly impressive. It's nothing we haven't seen before. We know Razor can beat Brawler. Why even have the match? We know the outcome. You know what I mean? It's not proving anything to us.
You gotta fill that TV time, brother.
I guess, yeah. Although that long 45 minutes that you have, that you could be filling with fucking dynamic television and we're getting Razor Ramon, Brooklyn Brawler. Speaking of which, speaking of trends, Razor Ramon has opened the show like 4 weeks in a row with fucking bullshit ass opponents, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, what, dating back to Booger, really?
Yeah, Booger, fucking Brooklyn Brawler, all these people. It's like, what? We know Ramon can win. He's the IC champ for a reason. Granted, he beat Rick Martel, which who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah, not very impressive. Right?
You know, still, we're beyond this. We know this. Thank you. We're good.
Yeah. We then go to Crush, who is going to share some pre-take comments. And he says that he warned Savage to stay out of his business. He says that Savage lost the fight and his broadcast job. Crush warns Savage that he will lose a lot more if he ever gets in his way again.
I don't like that he's still saying brother.
He said at the end, and right when he said it, I was like, no.
Yeah. Oh, get in my way again, and you'll lose a whole lot more, brother. Like,
Yeah,
no, come on.
Brother is like cool if you're like a baby face and you're trying to get everybody to like you. Like, hey, what up, brother? The way when you're like, oh, I hate you, brother.
That's like Giant Gonzalez getting on the mic and being like, hey guys, I'm gonna what the fuck is this?
That was like Giant Gonzalez opening the show and being like, welcome to Monday Night Raw.
No
like,
talking at all.
I know, yeah.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
It's like, listen, Jorge, just shut your mouth and just stand there. All right.
Look like a fucking forest creature.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me in perfect English.
We want you to look like a creature on the show Lost that will be really popular in 12 years.
Yeah. So just stop.
Yeah.
Fucking Crush. Take your brudda and shove it up your ass, brudda.
I ain't your brudda.
I still wish he came back as the octopus.
Can you?
Like that was his name, the octopus.
He should say, can you brudda my bread?
What the fuck?
What's your favorite kind of brudda?
Can't believe it's not brudda.
Yeah. He should have been on an episode of Maury Povich, and he could have been like, I can't believe you're not my brudda.
Crush, you are the brudda.
I fucking told you.
No.
Awful.
The octopus said it was 16, I swear. Lawler, back me up here. Lawler's like, hold on.
I've never had an alcoholic beverage in my life. I don't smoke. I read books to the retarded children at the library.
Right, yeah, them and then black folks. You can't trust them.
You can't. They're all lesbians.
Right.
Jesus
What
Christ.
the fuck?
Fucking Lawler in his letter. We from there we go into a video highlighting the Bret Hart Yokozuna match that took place at WrestleMania 9, where Yokozuna won the WWF World Championship. And you may be wondering, well, that's kind of weird. Why are they bringing this up? Well, it's because on November 21st, at the Survivor Series Showdown, they will be scoring off for the WWF World Championship. Arguably the biggest television match that we'll be covering, I would have to say. That's on TV.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean shit.
Wow. I'm trying to be positive for once, try to get through the whole, we've had some really low points in this show, like the Scorpio dick talk and, Luger and his dad and asking out girls and, I only took steroids to heal my body and all that stuff. And I'm sitting here going, hey man, can't wait for Bret Hart, Yokozuna. That should be good. And then Austin's just like, yeah, but like, no one really cares though. Right. Like that sucks.
It's not that it sucks. I just think that Hogan killed any heat that's going to have. Because we already know now that Bret can't beat Yokozuna.
Bret Hart is going to win the WWF World Championship.
He needs to.
He's going to beat Yokozuna.
And not at the Survivor Series Showdown, I'll tell you.
You don't know. We haven't even watched it yet, so you don't know.
I'm going to say no to that.
Anything you see on the internet is a lie.
And I'll tell you what, if you think it's going to be a clean finish, oh, buddy.
Yeah, but you'll be
Well,
You'll
let
be
me tell you,
mistaken.
the only
There's
clean
no
finish
way.
we're gonna see in the next 2 episodes is probably the Razor Ramon Brooklyn Brawler one we just saw about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That's how
That's
I feel.
about it. Yeah.
That's how I feel about that.
You're about right on that.
Yeah.
So after that huge announcement, we go to an Ico Pro ad with Ramon. And this one actually has audio. He says that if you want to look like him, you've got to want it. Chico.
Hey, man, you want to look like the bad guy? You got to want it, man.
Yeah, man.
We need to just pipe that in the beginning from now on. And then as soon as he says, or actually he doesn't say it, we just going to say, oh, Ico Pro. You got to hear it.
Yeah, you gotta hear it. No, then it's this is badass Billy Gunn.
We'll do a double promo at the
Double
beginning.
promo. Maybe I should just have an episode where we just have nothing but promos
That'd be
for
cool.
like 40 minutes. Make people listen to it. Like, when the hell is the show gonna start? And I'll even do like the Raw opening theme song like 3 times.
And then you'll pipe in Billy Gunn again.
Billy Gunn again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I should do that for like April Fools one day. A bonus
Oh my
episode of just
gosh.
nothing but Billy Gunn intros for an hour and a half.
A mix of that and the Raw theme song.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, if you got Razor, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
He's a cool guy. He might do it.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. There's some good Razor Ramon impersonators out there.
I would want the real deal, brother.
Well, you know.
I
We're a rip off.
suddenly feel like I'm getting sick.
Probably those all those clean finishes. Just they're doing you in.
Yeah, like it's just making me feel nauseous.
Right.
Oh, I'm pregnant. We have a WWF figures ad with Randy Savage. And, I was waiting for you to fucking do that.
Well, and then
It's brutal.
you know what I noticed in the commercial? Guess who also has a figure but does not get a plug from Randy Savage?
Hogan?
Skinner.
Really?
There is a Skinner figure standing in that little toy ring.
The chewing tobacco of Skinner.
Skinner, where's Steve Kern?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
How's your jaw after chewing all that tobacco, Skinner?
The jaw
He's a
jacking
spinner.
action.
It's Skinner.
Yeah. So next time you see it, Bob, take a peek. He's there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
He's there.
All right, I'll have to do that.
I'm sure he sold out. That's why they didn't plug him.
Oh, they were probably gone instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, the figures were gone.
Yeah, we go to our second match of the evening. It's the Head Shrinkers against Mike Bucci and Mike Moraldo. So early on here, like Bucci goes for a crossbody or something. He gets caught by Fatu, but Moraldo comes in and drops kick Bucci on top for a 2 count on Fatu.
Vince was fucking up the names again.
Of course he does. He doesn't know any of the enhancement guys.
He was switching the name. He was kept calling Bucci Moraldo the whole match.
Can't say that surprises me.
Whole match.
They both try to pin Fatu, but Moraldo gets nailed with a savant kick.
Mm-hmm.
Moraldo gets lifted into the air and is driven gut first to the mat by the Head Shrinkers. The Fatu and Samu hit a standing headbutt for a 2 count on Moraldo. And then in a weird moment that you would probably see on Cinemax or something, Samu is like petting Moraldo's face, like kind of like kissing it or something. It's like, it's going to be okay. It'll be short
After he just got killed.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird. The Head Shrinkers then finish him off with a double frontward falling face buster. And then Fatu comes off the top to hit a splash for the win.
I should also make note here that Bob skipped right over. Samu ripped Bucci's tights off.
Yeah, I didn't even know that happened.
Wait, what?
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, so Mike Bucci he's got like the
It was
like
atrocious
the wrestling
tights.
Well, yeah, it's like the wrestling one piece. So like the top with the leggings, and then he wears the little trunks over the leggings. Samu deliberately went into the ring, ripped off the little, Speedo thing. So then half of Bucci's ass was out, and you could see that it was just the all white one piece underneath. And Samu literally did that for no reason. So Bucci's sitting here. He was fucking with it and like trying to mess with it the rest of the match. I noticed. So I don't know. Just a weird, another weird thing in this match. To kind of wrap it up here, not to cut you off, Bob, but
Very good.
I'd say again, this match didn't really show us too much. It's a decent enhancement match. Bucci, dies on each move and sells it as if he dies on each move. But at the same time, we've seen more impressive enhancement matches with the head shrinkers. And really, this match is nothing we haven't seen before. Again, just like the Razor one. We know who's going to win. There's nothing overly spectacular. Like every once in a while, they'll hit a move on an enhancement guy is like, holy shit, like that guy is fucking dead. I mean, again, Bucci sold his ass off, but nothing spectacular. Just kind of a run-in-the-mill enhancement match. At least we got some clean finishes this week.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other than that, I don't get me wrong. I really like Fatu's huge splash off the top all the time to finish. I think that's awesome. Fatu still continues to impress me, even though, again, this is a rather stale enhancement match for these guys. I look forward to him progressing, at least. I still wonder and am baffled by the fact that the head shrinkers, aren't the champions right now or haven't been in 93. I don't know. They're kind of at a weird spot, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my sentiments on it. I think they need to be presented stronger. I think it's enjoyable, but we've seen better from these guys. So
yeah,
hopefully 94 though they can break out or something and have a run, even if they have to turn face or something against like the Quebecers or whichever. I think that'd be enjoyable.
Yeah, something's got to give with that team because
they're
fucking good. They're impactful, and they know some good little moves, like some kind of higher risk shit. So
they're hard hitting. Like you buy into it. Like that guy just got killed.
Yes,
you can buy into it.
Exactly.
We then go to footage from WWF Superstars, where the All-Americans revealed that their new partner since Tatanka was knocked out of competition by Yokozuna and Borga, and the partner is revealed to be The Undertaker. Undertaker comes out and he cuts a promo saying that he always stood by what he believed in. He will stand with them and survive with them. He then opens up his jacket to reveal an American flag, like sewed into it. What did you think? What do you think of number one, this segment, and number two, The Undertaker being put in that spot?
So I'm going to start right off at the top here. Luger is the one doing the talking for the team. Mistake right off the bat. So we're already wrong foot forward. Luger basically announced that Tatanka will only be with the team in spirit, as if Tatanka was dead. The Steiners are in the ring with Lex. Why Scott didn't get the microphone, I don't know. Like, they should just gave it to him. But nonetheless, they say, Lex says, we're privileged to announce our new partner. So Taker's music hits, him and Paul Bearer come down. Heenan's going nuts. He's saying, this isn't fair. They were supposed to pick a partner that was alive. It had to be a living partner. So, whatever, we get that. Taker did get a good reaction, and then he starts talking. So if Lex Luger didn't make this ridiculous enough, let's hear from The Undertaker. Okay, so he says that he admires these men for standing up for their beliefs. American pride. Like, oh my fucking God.
This type of stuff that kills a character to me.
So Taker says he is going to stand with them, let freedom ring, and let these foreign fanatics rest in peace. So if that wasn't fucking cringy enough, he proceeds to open his jacket. And not only is it the American flag, it's the Continental American flag. So it's got the circle stars.
Yeah.
Fucking what? Like, what just happened right there? American pride. Let freedom ring? Holy shit.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I wouldn't say I was like cringing.
Undertaker looked like a pansy ass.
Yeah, a little bit. It was a bummer though, because he's. I feel like I would just have Paul Bearer do the talking.
No, I would have neither of them talk. Here's our special partner, The Undertaker. He comes down, whatever, tips his hat maybe, and then goes back. Like, nobody fucking talks.
Okay, that might be better, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a lone.
But if you want someone to talk, I would just have Bear do it.
Yeah.
Because when you have Undertaker talk so much and about, I don't know, just his team, it just makes him, the mystique of him is like, it causes it to fade away.
Exactly. And then having to tie in like the I Love America thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't like that either.
Holy fucking shit. This is stupid. Dude. First of all, can you even picture Lex Luger, American Lex Luger, and Undertaker on the same team? No. That doesn't make any fucking sense. No. And again, Undertaker's the type where he's just like the Lone Ranger. Like he doesn't have the American flag sewn into his goddamn jacket. Like that doesn't happen. He's just a totally separate force that they're going to use because Undertaker doesn't like Yokozuna anyway. So like he agrees, and let's just leave it at that. Like, don't come down to the ring. Don't get on the goddamn mic and talk about American pride and let freedom ring and open up your fucking jacket with the continental fucking American flag. Everything about this whole segment, starting with Luger on the mic, is bullshit.
Yeah.
The Steiners don't say shit, probably because they know this shit sucks. So they're just in the ring. Like they're a non-factor in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. I know it's an iconic, quote unquote, iconic moment. Again, just backs up the knowledge that I don't like The Undertaker in 1993. Not a fan. And if anything, he seems kind of like a sellout. Like, oh, I'm just going to join these guys. Here, look, see my coat? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I'm not a lone badass guy. I'm just part of the team. Here I am.
Yeah, pro-America.
Yeah, the American pride.
So, yeah. Well, my question would be like, if he's so pro-American, then as the Undertaker, how come he kills all these Americans?
Yeah, right. He should only be...
Reaper.
Yeah, yep.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, fuck this. Undertaker shouldn't even be on the team. Like, they no.
I would put Randy Savage on that.
Exactly. That's the only thing that makes fucking sense.
That's when McMahon teased it on commentary. Yes. I was like, that makes sense.
Why didn't they fucking do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Because this was real dumb.
Yeah.
Not a fan of this shit.
No, me either.
It's the Continental flag. Like, why the fuck is it the Continental flag? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing makes sense down to the flag that they chose. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know.
Maybe they're just giving up.
I guess. If I was an Undertaker fan, I'd fucking give up. Like, oh, that was kind of lame.
He's not cool anymore.
I would laugh. Like, if I was an Undertaker fan, I would have laughed at that. Like, oh, shit. Oh, that kind of sucked. I would have been like, yeah, Undertaker and America, two synonymous things that I relate to each other. Hell yeah. Oh, he's got the flag in his coat. That's fucking awesome. Like, no, bitch. No. That's fucking dumb as fuck.
I always knew he was pro-America. Because I am too.
Fuck that. Fuck the segment. Fuck Lex Luger, first of all. That son of a bitch. Get him off the microphone now. Don't ever give him one again. Because it's shit. I laugh. When he's on the mic, I almost hate it so much that I look forward to it. Like, oh, this is gonna be fucking horrible. Anything he says is a lie. You can't believe it,
He
and
is just not a good talker.
it's hilarious. It's funny. I'm rooting for the foreign fanatics, and I hate the Quebecers. I fucking hate the Quebecers, and I'm rooting for the foreign fanatics.
Well, I guess I have to disown you now as a friend because you're rooting for the enemy.
That's right.
Great.
Fuck America's stars and fuck Undertaker's America coat. That's
All right.
bullshit.
Well, leading to for all of our listeners in Russia, you're welcome. So we go to the third match of the evening, which features WWF Tag Team Champion Quebecer Pierre taking on Lex Luger.
Speaking of dumb, here we fucking go.
Here we go, buddy. Again, this is Luger's first match on Raw since I believe, late April. The last one I can remember, and maybe May, but the last one I can remember was when he fought Crush, and that was the end of April.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
So it's been several months now. Luger quickly goes on the attack, hammering away on Pierre with right hands. Pierre is sent chest first into the corner, and then Luger nearly wins with a back suplex. Pierre gets control with strikes in the corner, but runs into a boot and a running clothesline. Johnny Polo tries to help his man out on the floor, but Luger follows him to the outside. Polo shoves Luger from behind and then kind of distracting him, and Luger backtraps Pierre on the floor. We go to commercial. Luger blocks a hip toss, but Pierre drops Luger with a clothesline. Luger quickly fights back with a clothesline again. Polo grabs Luger's foot from the floor, and Pierre knee lifts Lex to the floor. Pierre delivers a strike off the apron and sends Lex face first into the ring steps. It seems like a lot of matches are structured the same.
Well, and it's funny too because a lot of this match is fought out on the floor. A lot of this match. And as Lex was kind of crawling around ringside here, they kind of had a close-in shot. And all you could see on the back of Lex's legs, acne. Up and down his thighs, the back of his thighs.
For Luger?
For Luger.
Oh.
Yep. Noticed it immediately.
That is not a sign of any steroid use.
No, well, because remember, he's only done that once.
Right, and that was just for injuries.
Exactly. So, of course, like him and Lawler have, they're two good Christian boys. They don't do that stuff.
Who plays an instrument and tried out for a football team.
Damn right. What do you think Lawler was doing? He was at church. Thank you. So, I don't want to hear it. Get the fuck out of here.
I just hasn't recovered from months of just them trying to make him this all-American boy. And you know that when he gets back to the hotel, he's doing cocaine off the toilet seat. Like, you just know that he's definitely sipping back beers with Lawler at the bar.
And they're raping.
And they're just allegedly raping people.
Oh, shit. There's a lot of sodomy going on. 2 counts.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, they probably should be best friends because, Lawler with the alleged here, Lex Luger being involved in Miss Elizabeth's death. I mean, it all just ties together,
Ouch.
Lawler just got there before Luger did.
Right. He showed him the way.
Yeah. Like Luger's probably written down notes. Like, oh, this is what I got to do.
To be fair to this match, going back to that, up until this point, like, it hasn't been horrible. And to say that about a Lex Luger Pierre match,
that's an accomplishment.
Something. Yeah, that's saying something. Even though, most of the matches on the outside and Luger's got zits all over his legs, shit happens. It hasn't been too bad thus far.
Well, the match isn't over. So Pierre drives Luger back first into the ring post and then returns to the ring. Pierre nearly wins after a middle rope splash. And then he puts on a chinlock sleeper hold onto Luger, which lasts through the commercial break. So probably the live audience saw that for about 10 minutes. I can only imagine.
Mm.
Luger drives Pierre down to the mat back first. Pierre spikes Luger with a pile driver for a 2 count. Pierre, I don't know what is going on with these people coming off the top rope lately. We saw Scotty do a weird looking missile dropkick.
Yeah.
Pierre hits a sloppy looking top rope leg drop.
Oh, dude. He like turned halfway through it and almost landed his whole ass right on Lex Luger's face.
I was just going to say, he could have broken his face.
Yeah, it was so messy. I don't even know what happened. Like, what? It was fine. It was lined up perfectly. Like, there was no reason that he had to do that.
Yeah, he was like, he didn't want to go like straight on. He wanted, it seemed like, to go at an angle or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was not necessary to go at the angle that he went on.
No.
So Pierre side slams Luger and goes to the top rope, missing a swanton bomb. Luger is rammed face first into the turnbuckle, and Pierre taunts the fans. Luger sends Pierre chest first into the corner again. Luger and Pierre trade some strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Luger drops Pierre with the right hand. He backdrops Pierre, followed by a clothesline a few times. Lex almost wins following a power slam.
Yeah, the crowd. I'll tell you what, too. Like, off of the power slam, because he was, kind of getting his momentum back. When Pierre kicked out at 2, the crowd was legit surprised, as some of them in like the closer rows jumped out of their seat like it was a pinfall. Like, they were excited. It was like, oh shit, it was only a 2. So I thought that was really good. I guess if nothing else, the crowd's paying attention and really enjoying this match from that. So I thought that was interesting. I thought it was going to be probably a 3 because the match had been going kind of long at this point. I was like, okay, well, it's going to happen sometime here.
Yeah, they got a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of time. Too much time.
Yeah, a lot of time. And I think maybe the fans bought the near fall there, because I feel like that might be Luger's secondary finish.
I think it is. I would classify it as that. Yeah. Yeah.
Luger slams Pierre off the top rope, and he decks Polo to the floor. Luger decks Pierre with the illegal forearm, which I think Heenan notes, like, that's illegal. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And he wins the match. Well, for me, I thought it was mostly boring. A lot of brawling on the floor, like you noted. Luger wasn't all that impressive to me. He didn't do anything that was exciting. Kind of sloppy. A lot of time. Not a big match. For me, I feel like they didn't even really promote it. Like, oh, this is Luger's first match on Raw in like 7 months.
Yeah, right.
I thought they would have gone with that approach or something, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could have had like a stronger opponent.
Oh, come on, you're a Pierre fan.
I am, but in a business sense, if I'm trying to promote my top face, that I'm shoving down people's throats,
right?
I might want to try for a stronger opponent for his first match back.
No, for sure. And I mean, I pretty much came out of this the same as you, Bob. I really wasn't that overly impressed. I thought for the 2 guys that were in there, Lex Luger and Pierre, it was a decent match. They got way too long. There was a lot of messy shit that happened. The leg drop almost kills fucking Luger.
It's on almost the same level as like when 1, 2, 3 kid came off the top rope and like splashed his face on the concrete.
Yeah.
Which was like an accident on him, but this is just Pierre being sloppy.
Yes.
And doing unnecessary adjustments.
No, for sure. And that's the thing. I think, with less time in some, surplus spots cut out that really didn't need to be in there in the first place, like a fucking top rope leg drop. Like, we don't fucking need that from Pierre.
Yeah.
It could have been much, much better. I think Luger shouldn't have struggled that much with Pierre. I don't think Pierre should have been that much of a threat to Lex Luger.
Well, he is a one half of the tag champs.
Still. He's not a credited singles guy. It's not like Ted and IRS where, okay, IRS has had some pretty decent singles matches and stuff like that. It's Pierre of the Quebecers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think all things considered, it was better than I thought. I don't like the finish. Like, I don't like the forearm for Lex Luger. I think the power slam should be his fucking finish. Like the little combination of clothesline, power slam. Like that should probably be his finish. The forearm foreshadows it's a heel thing.
That's how it was established.
Yeah, it's a heel thing, and even Bobby doesn't let it go. He mentions the pins and the screws and the metal in the arm. So Luger even has to use it kind of behind the ref's back.
I was gonna say he was definitely out of position. I think distracted kind of by like Polo or something.
Yeah.
That's when he did it. Yeah.
So, that's probably my biggest gripe, but nonetheless, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. Put it that way.
But it's kind of interesting to point out, though, because even when Hogan was at his peak, I mean, he did some heelish things.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like a gray area, maybe. I don't know, but I don't know. I think the approach with Luger,
it's just confused.
Yeah,
He's a very
it's not like a concrete path. It's like they're going here and then they take a left.
Yep.
And then they try to get back on it and then they take a right. And then let's try to stick to a path here.
Right. I agree.
I believe after that, we get to a WWF Royal Rumble video game ad.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I had the cheap one, the one that didn't have all the good guys. Still bitter about that now.
Yeah.
Polo and Jacques are still in the ring checking on Pierre, and McMahon suggests that Pierre has been knocked out.
Yeah, they do a fucking stretcher job.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So, my question to you, is it a little too forced? Because they did it with Tatanka. They had mentioned, maybe they'll take out one of their guys now, and now they did it. Kind of like weakens it to me, I thought.
Well, because it's going to happen one way or the other. Like, it's going to be one of them, and here it is. A stretcher job after the forearm. Come on. Really?
Yeah, because nobody else has done a stretcher job, right?
Nobody else has done a fucking stretcher job.
Maybe he hit him like really good with the screw.
It was the one screw that was sticking out.
Yeah.
They just got him. No, I think it is very telegraphed. I think it's very forced, as you put it. I was confused. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Pierre can't take the forearm, huh? That was just too much for him. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lame. That was lame.
Yeah, it was. Kind of a bummer too. I do like Pierre, but he kind of looks like a chump there. We head into a WWF Survivor Series 93 ad. And when we return, Pierre is placed on his stretcher. And Polo is saying that Pierre's out cold. He's out cold. He's out cold. He's done.
Okay.
We then get another ad for the Survivor Series Showdown.
Brett and Yoko.
Yep. And that leads us to our main event. It is Diesel taking on Sid Garrison.
Barn burner.
This match. Okay, so Diesel's like what, 6'11", 6'10", 6'11"? He's not 7 foot. He's a tall motherfucker.
I would say 6'10", probably.
Okay, so we'll go 6'10". Sid Garrison, in comparison, looks like he's about 5'8".
If that.
He's a short guy.
Yeah.
So to me, it was a little weird to see that Garrison started the match with a wrist lock on Diesel.
Yeah, what the fuck was going on
Not
here?
sure the psychology on that one. That would be like me standing up and having a 4-year-old try to twist my arm and have it be like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah, he's trying to work like a regular, like scientific opening. Like we're gonna do some chain wrestling. No, the fuck you're not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ridiculous. Garrison even kind of catches Diesel off guard with like the arm wringer and a punch. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
I remember watching it, and I was like a confused dog. I did like a head tilt. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This ain't right. Like, why are they doing that? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, Diesel kind of like treats him like a fly after that. He hits a backbreaker, couple of strikes, gut wrench, slam, side slam, splashes Garrison over the middle rope, and then Sid comes off the ropes and runs into a big boot, which gives Diesel the victory. I would say, compared to his first like squash match, this was a better outing for Diesel. He looked better. He looked more comfortable, I guess. And I guess I think the word potential is there compared to the first time that we saw him.
Well,
I like this one better.
Unlike you, Bob, I was pretty high on Diesel the first match we saw of him. Just his aggressiveness. Again, he hits the backbreaker. He tosses the guy away like trash. He's choking the guy with his boot in the corner. He's throwing the knees in. Just, move after move where it looks like he's really laying the shit in. And I liked seeing that. I like that. The only thing, though, that I kept kind of hearkening back to that was worrying me a little bit is that it was feeling a little bit like Mr. Hughes. Like a little, like the squad, like, you know what I mean? To whereas they're building him up. He's this big guy who's throwing his weight around. But is anything going to really happen? Are we going to fall flat again? And that's what I kept feeling like. And I don't know why. I don't know why I made that connection. But that's what it feels like to me. To whereas Mr. Hughes, I was looking forward to seeing some shit. Like, okay, Undertaker match. All right, maybe that won't be too bad.
Which should have happened at SummerSlam.
Should have happened at SummerSlam. So I'm just worried. I'm worried for Diesel that he's going to be another one of these big guys who's got potential, just like when Bam Bam came in. Big guys got potential, but they're just going to squander him. And I really don't want that to happen because I really do like Diesel, even though he's a cheeseball and he's pretty corny. Like the character is pretty corny of Diesel.
Yeah.
In the ring, he's in wicked shape. He's fucking huge. He throws some pretty good moves, and I believe him when he's doing them. So we'll see. I'm trying to stay optimistic. I don't like the adjustment of the glove after every big move. I think that's a little played out. Some of Nash's facials that he does in the ring right now feel very Oz kind of still. He makes some funny faces when he's like putting moves onto people. I think he had the guy in a neck crank at one point, and just the facial he made, I was like, that was a little corny. So there's definitely some kinks that he needs to work out still. But as a whole, kind of taking him in for what he is right now, I'm into it. Like, I'm looking forward to Diesel growing as a character in the ring and outside the ring. So hopefully no more I don't know what to say in my promos. And, hopefully more of some aggressiveness in the ring.
Well, I'll never forget the one promo when he was talking about Shawn Michaels and he was like forgetting that he wasn't Vinny Vegas too. That wasn't
Yeah, I don't know. Just vote for him. Come on. What's wrong with you people?
Come on, dudes. The odds are on his favor. You'll know, hey, it's me, Vinny Vegas. I mean, me, Diesel. Hey, you big daddy cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. This match felt kind of rushed. I think the finish was kind of lame, like the big boot. Then he just drops an elbow on him for the pin.
Yeah. See, when the big boot came, I thought, okay, then he'll pick him up for a choke slam or a power bomb or something. And then the big boot finished it. I was like, okay.
I definitely don't like the punch finish that he used last time.
No, that was bad. I have a glove on my hand and I hit you. You're out of there. You're knocked out.
Yeah, I don't like that. So they've got to find a finish for him quick. But, all things considered, like I've said, I'm interested. I'm interested in Diesel. I buy into him as a legitimate threat, put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. We then go into a Survivor Series report with Todd Pettengill. He promotes Survivor Series and what's going on. The Survivor Series program, like a magazine, going on sale.
Yeah.
He says apparently Pierre has suffered a slight concussion and he could be out of action. He proceeds to run down the card.
He keeps calling them the Quebecers.
Well, it's like me and Poughkeepsie.
The Quebecers. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
He also actually, to make note, kind of touching on some of our earlier episodes here in IcoPod, Yokozuna, 600 pounds.
It is.
That's what it is. That's what he's being called as. Started out at 500, 505.
505. Stayed 505.
Yeah.
For a while.
Bumped up to what? 550.
Yep.
And then we're at 600 pounds.
We're at 600.
Yeah.
Yep. So the card again, I mean, I'm not really going to run it down. I think we all know what it is at this point.
Yeah.
We get footage, though, from Superstars where Bastion Booger was walking to the ring and Doink appeared on the screen to insult him. There's 3 Doinks talking to each other and pissing Booger off. I believe they said that, you know what's funny is that you'll be the first one eliminated. So they're predicting that Booger will be the first one eliminated from his team.
odds are, yeah.
I would imagine so. I mean, Bigelow, Fatu, and Samu, like, he's obviously the weakest of the bunch.
Yeah.
Mr. McMahon and Bobby Heenan talk about Pierre, with Heenan saying that Pierre will be at Survivor Series no matter what. We close the show with a special recording with Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett is annoyed with the music. See, there's a musician in there playing like a guitar, and he's not doing to the standards of Jarrett. He's like, this is ridiculous. This is awful. I can't have this. Blah, blah, blah. And it appears he's yelling at his female manager, a record producer or something, who would be Miss Texas in the USWA, who would also be known later on as Jacqueline.
I noticed that too.
Yep. Jarrett enters the room where he insults the man who's playing the guitar, and he again tells us that the WWF will be renamed Double JF. And then to officially close out the program, we get another like ad or rundown for Survivor Series Showdown this Sunday. Brett and Yoko again for the WWF World Championship.
Yeah, they also make note too that you'll be able to vote for the WWF Superstar of the Year, and again, that's going to be a call line gimmick, which, you know, we've discussed. They're really heavily pushing that as a means of some extra money coming in. So we'll see who wins Superstar of the Year. Oh, can't wait to find out who that's going to be. Also, I don't think Jarrett's vignette this week was as impactful.
No.
Just because it kind of felt thrown in there. And again, really, he's just looking at the music aspect of it. So they're in like his private recording studio or whatever. And like you said, he kicks the guy out. He only makes slight mention of the WWF. And then, you know, that's kind of the end of it. So maybe they're running out of stuff for those. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, especially when it's thrown in at the end.
Yeah.
Like, just to fill some time.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it felt like.
I'm still looking forward to having him in the company and wrestling. So
for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I would say, just to kind of wrap up the episode here for Raw, I would say this was definitely better than last week for me, just by a small margin. We didn't get as much filler, I'd say, you know, especially for some of the matches. We saw some clean finishes and some, you know, decent talent. Wasn't as many enhancement guys.
Yep.
Survivor Series was promoted as a bigger deal this episode. So I'm just hoping that the worst for 1993 is behind us. Hopefully December episodes aren't too rough, because we will be rolling around to Royal Rumble before we know it after that. So
yeah, I think there's only actually 4 episodes of Raw in December. So in about 3 weeks, you know, in our recording schedule in 3 weeks,
yeah,
we'll be right into January. And I think Royal Rumble's like 2 months or 2 weeks into January. So
I don't think it's late. I don't think it's late January.
Yeah, so we'll get there. I think we should get there pretty quickly. For me, the future matches we didn't really deliver. I mean, it's cool to see Luger back, but they didn't really promote it as like, oh, he's back every 7 months. Or
right.
It's just kind of there. But this week the squashes were enjoyable. You know, like Diesel. I left this week thinking, okay, Diesel, he might have found his footing or something. There's potential there to become a big heel, like a good big guy heel. So.
Yeah.
And just for Brett Yoko alone, I'm interested to check out Survivor Series Showdown, which is again a show I've never watched, never seen. So that'll be a rarity so far in these early years of something I haven't seen in completion. So yeah, I'm for sure interested in that. So that will be coming up next week's episode here, and then after that we have Survivor Series 93. And as I noted, following Survivor Series 93, we'll be taking December off, but we have a whole bunch of episodes already saved up. So as you're listening to this, I mean, we'll already be back on our taping probably, but just to give you guys an idea of how much time we spend on doing these things. So,
and yeah, keep an eye out too on our Facebook for cool little things. I mean, I'd really like to get that video together of us playing some classic WWF video game nostalgia. So hopefully we can get that up, and who knows if that gets a decent response and some good shares. God damn it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do some more stuff on the Facebook. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to doing something like that on Facebook Live. I've never done one of those.
But it better work.
It better.
Like the game better work or we're fucked.
It does. Yeah, I'll make sure to double check it. Well. All right. So yeah, I think that's all we got for this, right? Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Just the fact that never forget to support your American pride.
And remember, if you drink and drive, you will meet the Undertaker.
Or in Jerry Lawler's case, you don't drink
at all, ever.
And the person you have sex with can't drive.
And she sleeps with black men. So you know you can't trust her.
Holy shit.
Did I ever tell you that story about Lex Luger not being able to ask out girls on dates?
His father is a prick.
Yeah, he was like, you gotta do sports or instruments. You need a social life, so you need friends on the football team. And you only use steroids if you're hurt.
When he was done, when he was done with the needle, it rests in peace.
You don't need to ever play in the NFL to say that you were in the NFL. It still counts, even if you get hurt in practice.
Oh, shit.
You may not have won the WWF World Championship at SummerSlam, but you won our hearts.
At least 64% of us.
We wanted to see you and Quebecer Pierre.
Oh, shit. Poor guy.
You will rest in
pride
of America.
Holy fuck.
I hate you, Kane. Okay, sorry.
Oh, shit. That's all legit, too, folks.
Pretty brutal.
I don't think it's going to get much better than that, Bob.
No, I think we probably should end it on our Undertaker impersonations on Lex Luger's life.
Yeah.
All right. So, for Austin Skinner, I'm Bob Conley Jr., and this has been Ico Pod.
You got to hear it.